session of this faculty development program. Today we have the speaker Dr. Vikas Kukshal. Thank you.
Yes, good morning everyone.
11:10 पे उधर चलेंगे फिर वापस एक बार स्विचिंग करेंगे हाफ एन
11 में क्या है?
आवर उधर भी एक लेक्चर है सर का ना कैमरा एक्चुअली एक ही है
अच्छा
11:10 उधर जाके फिर वापस 12 बजे फिर से ऐसे
Okay, good morning everyone. Let me introduce myself. I am Dr. Vikas Kukshal. I am faculty in Mechanical Engineering Department, serving at NITUK Uttarakhand from last 9.5 years. And means I have a total of 12 years of experience in teaching and 2 years of industrial experience. Right, so today I will be discussing about this teaching learning psychology. Right, this is all based upon the experience I will be discussing because whatever phase changes I have seen throughout my career, right, from last 12 years, there has been a tremendous change in the method of teaching actually and the psychology of the student also. The teaching learning aspect has changed totally, right? Earlier we used to see that there are only 4 methods, no? Either we used to see something, read, write or kinesthetic, right? Like physically we are doing something and we are teaching. But now, as the technology has, is changing and we are adopting it very frequently. So the method of teaching and learning has also changed. Teaching also and learning also. These are 2 different things. Right? Teaching is somebody, for example, I am saying something, right? And learning is whatever you are grabbing from it. So both the things have changed. My way of teaching also have changed, and your way of taking the things also have changed. Right? It's not just read, write, see and physical activities that we are doing and then you are learning on that. It's not that, right? It's beyond this. Right? So I will be discussing based upon my experience only. Right? So what do you understand that teaching learning psychology is? See, we have for example 60 students in a class. Right? A group of students will be having So a particular group of students will be having different psychology of understanding. They might not like, just a person is speaking and then they are taking the information out of it. Some people may like it, right? Some may have, already may have some knowledge about it and they wanted to add on to it. So, whatever I am teaching, for example, it may not be liked by all the students. There may be 50% of students they may be liking it because it depends upon the psychology of the student and how he or she takes the information. What is the most lucrative way of grabbing the information from the teacher? This is very important, right? Somebody like to discuss in the class and then get involved in understanding the things. That is the most effective way. More you do by yourself, more you learn the things, right? More you practice, more you understand the things and learn the things properly. So it depends upon the psychology and it is different for different students, whoever is sitting in the class. Right? So we will be discussing a few theoretical concepts also, right? And we will be also, I want you also to speak. Then only this lecture will be effective. Right? What is the most effective way of teaching learning? Sachin?
I think students should be involved for teaching. Then it is more effective.
Right.
Involvement of student.
Involvement. As told by Sachin that the involvement of students should be there while we are having so many teaching or discussing something. That is the most important part. But for that, what do you require? if you wanted to get involved in discussion with me, you should be at least having some idea about this.
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? Right? Which generally means nowadays a technical term is there, flip-flop classroom. Right? We give you some topic, you go and study that, and then next day you come to the class, prepared well, and then we can discuss. Right? More you will discuss, you will evolve with some more ideas, and then understanding will be long-lasting. Right? For getting into discussion with me, Sachin, you should have something, some information regarding this. Right? This is the most generalized way. You all are, most of you are PhD or MTech and fewer faculties also. So you know everything actually. Right? So we need to make changes in our teaching method so that it becomes more effective. Right? So for that reason, I'll just ask, each one of you what do you understand by this. Let's discuss and then we'll proceed with this. What do you think, Sachin? Yes, tell me.
I think
About this topic only, teaching learning psychology. Whatever comes in your mind. There is no right or wrong.
so through real-time example to teaching.
Theoretical example. Yes, Sachin.
Each teacher has a different way of teaching, so
Right.
how to effective it is.
Right. It's both way, teacher and student, right? Yes.
Sir, from this I thought how do we make teaching easier?
Right. Yes, Sachin.
Teaching and learning behavior during the class.
Right.
So basically whatever we are teaching, whether it is properly being communicated to the students or the
Right.
More practical ways.
Okay.
Sir, basically when I entered in class,
फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई डिस्कस विद स्टूडेंट कि उनको किस लेवल तक की चीजें आती हैं, उनका क्या स्टैंडर्ड है,
Right.
देन उसको एक और अपग्रेडेशन कर देते हैं.
Absolutely correct. Yes.
So what I think according to this, what should be mindset of the teacher according to the student, and he should know what the student wants and how he should learn.
Yeah. Right. Correct.
Teaching is the learning new information, and learning is learning from teaching.
Yes.
So I think it should be both ways. Learning should be not only from the teacher to the student, it may be from the students to the teacher.
Absolutely. Yes.
Different methods of teaching are different for everyone, and I think each and every person have different IQ level. So teacher have planned to deliver the content to each and every student's levels.
How we can communicate what we want to grab for the student to for the teacher, how they can communicate what they want to student to learn, and student should know what actually the teacher want to them to learn. And
Right. Absolutely correct. Right. So just summarize whatever you people have told me. That there are two aspects: there is teaching and learning. Teaching means, for example, I am a faculty, I am teaching you something. Right. Conventional method of doing. What is the conventional method? I will come in the class, I have a syllabus, I will see what is the topic, and I will start with the topic. I do not So just briefly summarizing what we just discussed, right? So as I told you, there was a conventional way of teaching. I have a syllabus, I will come with a topic, and I will start teaching that topic, right? We are not bothered whatever you are getting or not, right? I mean, this used to happen, right? You are not aware, and this is also not possible that, for example, in a class of 60 students, no. Maximum effort if you put to make people understand, a student understand, we cannot go beyond 35 to 40 students. We cannot reach to all the students. It's impossible, next to impossible. Whoever says ki whatever I convey, it's being grabbed by 100% student, it's not possible. I don't believe this because psychology is involved in this. My method of teaching is different, yours will be different, yours will be different, everybody's will be different. See, my way of teaching is I want chalk or something, pen, no? तभी मुझे लगता है कि I am telling something. Otherwise मुझे मजा नहीं आता टीचिंग, बिल्कुल मजा नहीं आता मुझे. Like कुछ तो चाहिए होता लिखने के लिए. Right? मेरे हाथ जो है थोड़ा खुजलाते हैं. Right? So I am that kind of teacher. I want something, I want a board and I wanted to write in between. Right? Right? So one is teacher, other is student. Right? So mostly what we told, we should know, we should understand the psychology of student, and then we come and we should make our teaching so effective that everybody should understand, which according to me is not possible. Right? That we 4 students hai, then it's possible. 10 hai, then also it's possible. 20 hai, it's possible. Because then you can go for individual student. Right? And then we can have group discussion also, brainstorming also. Right? I can give you certain tasks and you will go, we can have live projects. I can give you some other things also, worksheets, tutorial sheets and all those. So 20 student, but for 60 student it becomes difficult. Right? So what we do is we grade people according to that. But it's not there, marks not means does not reflect the intelligence of the student. This I believe. This I am telling you from my 12 years of experience of teaching. And implementing that in the industry also for 2 years. I have done that also. Right? We generally use the theoretical concept, but practically we have to make different changes. Right? Being a mechanical engineer, I am telling you this. Right? Practically when I was in automobile sector, so when we used to design a particular product, theoretical concept was there, but it was altogether different. Right? So similarly, this agri-food supply chain management involved a lot of things also. Right? It means this was a mandatory part in this FDP, that's why I am touching this topic, otherwise this topic was different, you know that. Agri-food supply chain management. Right? So theoretical concepts are okay, fine, right? But we have to go beyond those theoretical concepts when we go for any practical implementation. Right? It can get you job, but job that you will be doing will be, when you go to the industry, you just ask the people what they do. Right? They do a lot of different things. Right? Mainly at your level, it's the manager part and the technical part, managing part and the technical part that you do. Right? So here teacher is involved, student is involved, and the psychology of the student is involved. We assume that teacher should know that which will be the most effective method of teaching to the student. This we assume, and we should understand the psychology of the student, and based upon that we should adopt the most effective method of teaching so that the student can get maximum information. Right? So there are different methods. Now, for a particular topic, we can go for theoretical concept. For a particular topic, we can go for practical concept. Right? As somebody said that practical concepts should be involved, or practically we should do. We cannot do each and everything practically. Mathematical calculation cannot be done practically. Right? So we have to see which topic we are discussing and which is the most effective method of discussing that topic. Right, be it a practical or if we are doing numerical tutorials or hands-on, whatever, right? So based upon that we have to do it. Right? For serious people, right, you have to be good at the concept. You should be good at understanding the concept. You should be able to relate the things. Then only programming will develop. Right? Logical mind has to be applied, otherwise it will not work. Right? So just going through the theoretical teaching methodologies, there are different methods, right? I've written the 8 methods of teaching, right? First is the group discussion, right? We will have that also. We will have one group discussion also, right? So that you also people get involved and then discuss. Other is a group discussion, everybody knows. The topic is given, everybody is given a chance to speak, and then we come to the certain conclusion from the group discussion so that we can have some fruitful outcome of that. Right? Then is the inductive method. Inductive method actually inductive, and what do you mean by inductive? How do I remember is actually I go for the literal meaning of the word. Otherwise it becomes very difficult to understand, right? Can anybody tell me what do you mean by practically by means of this, means literally by means of inductive?
किसी चीज की मतलब इनिशियल इंफॉर्मेशन प्रोवाइड कराना.
Okay. Anything else? Common word? Very common word. Induction also is their word.
Yes.
What do you mean by inductive? This is
Passing
how
knowledge. Passing knowledge.
passing knowledge.
Introduction.
Right. Just giving the initial information, right? Anything else? This is a more practical approach of doing. You just give some information to the student and let them, come out with the solution of the problem, or let them find out the solution. You act as a guide in that. Right? What does the guide do? क्या बात करता है सेशन बोलते हैं प्रॉब्लम करके आओ. ठीक है, उसमें आपने कुछ किया, फेल हो गया, बोला दो और मेथड ये करो. Right? This is the way we do. So the teacher acts as a guide and the student himself evolve with that problem. Right? This is a good method of doing it. Right? Problem solving. Problem solving means if you are given a numerical problem, you try to solve that. Your practice will become better and you will be able to solve the problem. Project method, like projects that you do. Right? Then there is case studies. So some incident has happened, some project has been done, there is some failure or something hasn't done, and we pick that and then we study on that, what are the different ways of improving it or why it failed or something like that. For example, mechanical something has happened, some failure has happened, right, in any machine component, pick that thing and then we go on studying what were the factors that were responsible for failure of that material, and then all the things being involved in that. So we can take any example and then we can go on elaborating it. Okay. Then e-learning method. Now this has come out as an revolutionary part nowadays after Corona. E-learning, yes.
Yes, sir.
Earlier also we were discussing that we have to implement the e-learning and PTL MOOC and all these things. But now after Corona, right, focus is on this only. 50% of things have been transferred to the e-learning platforms. Right? Here also, earlier ATAL workshop used to be physical only. They have, divided into online and offline also now. Right? Earlier it used to be totally physical workshop. But how the government is also changing, because they have seen that if such situation comes, then what we will do. So let's go in this mode that if all the people are at home, the work should not stop. Right? SAP-like company has declared work from home throughout the service. SAP, you have heard of SAP company?
Yes.
SAP is a very good company, right? They have declared work from home throughout the service. Right? There are other companies also, because SAP is a renowned company, that's why I am taking this name. Other companies, what they have done, they are saying in a week you come once in a week. I have a lot of friends that are working in IT sector. This cannot be done in the mechanical field, right? For us, we have to go, otherwise you will not get the salary. Right? Because we make the physical product. Right? For IT companies, they are enjoying a lot after Corona. They got increment twice a year. Mechanical people didn't get the increment throughout the year. Like I have both the friends in the mechanical also, friends in the IT also. So people are enjoying working in the IT companies nowadays. Right? So we will discuss this also, e-learning in detail. Brainstorming, what we do in brainstorming?
Different people work on same project and come out from different perspective or ideas.
Right. Anyone else?
we do some team building activity kind of a things.
Right. For example, let's take example of mechanical engineering. Right? There are different sections, right? One is quality, one is R&D, one is production, right? Process planning is there, then other marketing people are also there. So what we do is, because the project is completed, as Sachin said, project is completed so by a particular team. Team means not only people from a particular department, but people from different departments. So we have certain project, for example, we all the people from different departments sit together and we'll discuss, right, how we can come with a final product, right? And we try to resolve it. Unless until all the people from different field will not sit together, we will not be able to resolve all the issues. We have to resolve all the issues, no? Be it a marketing, be it a quality related concern, be it a production related concern, be it a research related concern. If you want to make certain changes, how we will do that? So all these things are being done by a group of people, 8 to 10 people sitting together discussing a particular problem, right? Then worksheets, right? We provide you certain worksheet and then you solve that worksheets, right? It can be theoretical, it can be anything, right? So these are general 8 methods. Apart from that, anybody knows anything else? Conventional method means, convention in the sense means theoretical concept of teaching methodology. Anything else?
So we can add like a guest lectures kind of a things.
That will also come. That will also come. How we can involve people also. So that we will discuss. Right. This is the important part. Very good. Industrial visit is other part, which is important. Very important. Right. See now, as I told you, if we have 10 topics, so we have to first of all, which we generally don't do as a faculty, we have to see that this topic will be most effectively taught by which of the method. There can be a topic which will be dealt by industrial person and people will understand totally. That can be done by the industrial visit also. There can be topic, right, where an expert from outside can be called and he can deliver, means the one that is having a vast knowledge on that topic, and he can be called and he can discuss that. So that will be the most effective way of, providing information to the student. So we have to see for every topic which will be the most effective method of teaching. Right? So based upon that, we have to choose the method for that topic and then we have to implement that. But हम क्या करते हैं? एक method लिया and then we are moving with that method only. We are not doing any experiment, right? But it has to be in a, we have to use a different method for different topic. But that analysis has to be done by the faculty from the starting. That this topic will be dealt by me. I will give the introduction. Then I will ask for an expert to come and deliver this thing. Then for this topic, I will not cover in the classroom. I will not cover in the classroom. I will take the student to this industry and then only we will learn this thing. Right? Others, for example, numerical problem, tutorial will be there. But the system as such in the institutes are, you have to go to the class for complete 1 hour, you have to engage the student. The student wants or doesn't wants, you have to make them sit. Yes or no? This is what we are doing. And we are forcing the student to sit for complete 1 hour. Right? We are also not interested sometimes. We should not, this is sufficient, we should not thought beyond it, but because we have to spend the whole hour, so we are stretching it throughout, right? So different method has to be this, that will be the most effective way of teaching. For example, in a syllabus now, you divide it, I will have the GD only for this. Supply chain management is a management topic. So there are a lot of things are there which we can then do with the GD only. Right? There can be other ways of discussing also, right? Project method is one where the student learns a lot. This is the one method where student learns a lot, right? It can be based upon some programming or it can be based upon some physical product. right? In both the fields, the student learns a lot when they do the project. So project is very important. In AMTech generally I go for the project only. When I teach somebody, so this is a compulsory part in my teaching that we will be doing some kind of project in that. Or we will be writing a conference paper at least. Right? And all the time I ensure this. That for example I will be teaching next subject to any student. I will be making him to write at least a conference paper. I have done this in my 4 or 5 years of teaching here in AMTech. Right? My AMTech students are doing very well. For BTech, because the psychology of the student in the AMTech is totally different from the psychology of the student in the BTech. Right? There are students in the BTech who do not want to come to the class. There are students in the BTech who will be sitting in the class but never listening to whatever we are saying. Right? There will be a student in the class, they just write a topic in the blackboard and they will be searching in the web. Right? There will be student who will study a day before and then will wake up. Right? Those are the students who grasp the most information in the class. Whoever studies a day before that teacher speaks. Okay. So teaching methodology, assess the student learning style and develop an individual education plan to help the student succeed in school, right? Now our school system only is not working properly. Our engineering student and then AMTech and PhD student will be working properly. What do you think? Our school, are working properly or not? I just want your opinion, your relatives, cousins. Somebody might be studying in the schools. So, sitting from you. It's a basic, foundation of the student, no? How they will come? One of the student, we were inquiring something actually. A student was getting bullied, so we inquired what happened. So one student is saying, gali dena is very normal in the engineering college. It's very normal. And the abusing language he was using was beyond my listening. Means I was not able to listen to what he was speaking. It was not normal at all. It was not Saleh. It was beyond that, right? And he's saying it's very normal. He's texting that. Speaking something and texting means generally we do not text, no? Speaking sometimes we in a argument we say that. He's saying very normal. What is the root cause? His schooling was not good. His parents have not taught him properly. We will not be teaching moral science here. That's why we have moral science in our schools.
Yes, sir.
So that we learn how to respect teachers, how to respect our classmates. And they are fighting, they are doing something else, they are not studying. So I just want your opinion on the school system of our India. Starting from
I think government teachers are also not teaching well in the schools. Sometimes they are taking classes or sometimes.
This is one aspect, right?
Yes.
This is one aspect we can say that teachers are not teaching.
Yes, sir.
But there are a lot many factors involved in it actually, There are lots many factors.
Teaching infrastructure. Like teaching infrastructure.
Teaching infrastructure is one thing. Availability of teachers is other thing.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, lack of infrastructure. If you talk about Uttarakhand, proper schools are not maintained, and recent technologies cope up with the recent technologies, e-learning methods, especially in government.
Let's come to the age of 4, 5, LKG, UKG. Let's see to that also, right? Because that's a very basic foundation, and then the student grows, right? Yes, Vijay, what's your opinion on the school system of India, Uttarakhand, whatever you feel like?
I think it should be learned by doing some extracurricular activities.
Okay.
By sitting in the classes.
Right.
It should be learned by playing.
Correct. Are we doing that in our system?
So they are doing much.
Okay.
I have seen that small children have the vast syllabus. They does not meaning of any of that.
Means content is too much like that. And we should give the information which is required, I think. Which is not required, still we are having that in our books. So we are not revising the course curriculum or content of the book, right? From the basic level.
सर तो फैसिलिटीज़ पूरी नहीं मिल रही है सर स्टूडेंट को, जैसे जो रिक्वायरमेंट होती है जैसे लैब की या अदर कुछ भी जैसे इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में कमी है सर। और एक टीचर भी सर हमें वो नहीं मिल पाता जो स्किल्स होनी चाहिए उसमें। जैसे मैं पहाड़ों की बात करूँ सर, तो जो बैकवर्ड एरियाज हैं वहाँ ऐसे नहीं मिल पा रहे सर। इवन अभी भी वहाँ ऐसी स्कूल हैं जिनमें सर बहुत दरारें आ रखी हैं और बहुत खराब स्थिति है उनमें, फिर भी वहाँ बच्चे मजबूर हैं पढ़ने के लिए।
See, learning is not dependent on infrastructure actually. I'll discuss what you are saying. Learning is not totally dependent upon the infrastructure, right? It is all about psychology. Learning is all about psychology, right? ऐसे schools हैं available. I also know I belong to this place only, so I know there are schools like this, and this is all in the government part, right? They should not allow the student to sit in such conditions where you can demolish any time and then there are chances of accidents and all. That is one, right? But as I told you, the learning is something that is independent. I'll not say independent, but it's not totally dependent upon the infrastructure. Then talking about the faculties, as faculty, our role is very important. Teacher, which teacher is playing his role effectively? Means there are very less faculties which are interested in delivering effective lecture. Most of the teachers are doing just a time pass, right? See, I generally believe I'll teach 15 minutes, but that will be the most effective thing, right? I'll let the student do it, right? For remaining class, I'll just give a problem, I'll discuss this and you do it. Calculation is due by yourself. But this is the problem with the faculties, that we are not taking our role very seriously. This is also a major concern, right? Yes. Yes.
Sir, curriculum wise, I think we are adding now in the school syllabus the most of the recent topics as well, right? Previously we were not aware about that, and 7th, 8th or 6th student is also learning about those things. So, but the adaptability of that technology for the teacher, that is a challenge, as well as I am seeing that the ratio between the students and the teacher, that is also a factor, means means handle the 60 or 40 class students. So that may be a barrier.
This is what I was talking about previously, that it's not possible for a faculty to provide 100% information or to deliver the 100% information to all the 60 students. It is possible up to 20, 25, right? Most, that's why we have the small batches in tutorials, because it's more effective. In teaching, as he rightly said, the ratio of the student faculty is not maintained properly. So that's why only those students who are seriously wanted to have certain goal, or they are seriously studying, otherwise others are not studying. Right? So that is a major issue also. Right? And because why we are discussing schools, because from there only teaching learning methods is being implemented and psychology of the student gets developed. Why we are saying that at engineering level different students have different psychology of understanding. Right? Because of this only. From here only psychology has developed. No, he has developed his brain. For example, in the school the faculty is not teaching. So what he will do? He will start hating the faculties. Yes or no? It comes naturally in our mind that he comes in the class and he will not teach. So it becomes a perception that all the faculties are at the same level.
जो मैंने ऑब्जर्व किया है कि गवर्नमेंट और प्राइवेट अगर हम छोड़ दें तो दोनों ही जगह बच्चों को फोर्सफुली पढ़ाया जाता है, और ये पेरेंट साइड से होता है, मतलब ये टीचर साइड से नहीं है। पेरेंट्स चाहते हैं कि मेरे बच्चों को जल्दी से जल्दी सब कुछ सिखा दिया जाए। जैसे मैम ने भी बोला था कि जो सिलेबस है वो इतना ज़्यादा है, अगर मैं क्लास मेरी मम्मी प्राइवेट स्कूल में टीचर है प्राइवेट में, तो वहाँ एक तो बच्चे की कोई लिमिट नहीं होती, 60-70 बच्चे बैठे हुए और अगर मैं उनकी बुकें पढ़ लेता हूँ और जब मैंने पढ़ाई करी थी तो उनमें तो बहुत फर्क है.
This is also very important. What happens, I will tell you the discuss whatever, elaborate on this. What happens now? For example, I am a parent, right? I am sending my ward to the school. So what is happening? Now test हुआ, उसके marks कम आए, right? हमें हमारे as a parent मुझे पता है कि my student or my child will not get whatever he wants in the school because there are 60 students or there are 40 students. ये as a parent हमने अपने दिमाग में डाल लिया है कि स्कूल में पढ़ाई नहीं होती है. मोस्ट ऑफ द पेरेंट के ऐसे दिमाग में हो गए, तो वो क्या करता है, बच्चा स्कूल से बाद में आता है, वो पहले बैठ जाता है, बैठो लिखो पढ़ो. सो फॉल्ट जो है एक साइड से ये, देयर आर लॉट्स ऑफ फैक्टर इन्वॉल्वड इन दिस. अब दिस इज ये मजबूरी हो जाती है पेरेंट्स की, ही हैज टू मेक हिज चाइल्ड सिट एंड स्टडी, राइट. उसमें क्या है, पेयर प्रेशर, साइकोलॉजी, दिस सोसाइटल प्रेशर, राइट. मैं नहीं चाहता कि मेरा बच्चा उससे कम हो, मेरा बच्चा ये हो, राइट. सो बहुत सारे फैक्टर है एक्चुअली, राइट. सो वहां से भी साइकोलॉजी डेवलप हुई. अभी क्या है, few parents are very liberal but few are very strict. So what happens, this few childs are very afraid of their parents also because of this, because they want their child to be at the top of the class, and for that they are forcing their child to study at home because of the reason that they are assuming that they will not get whatever we will teach in the school. क्योंकि स्कूल में क्या है, रेशियो गलत है, राइट. फोकस नहीं है, हम अज्यूम करके चल रहे हैं कि स्कूल में कुछ पढ़ाई नहीं होती. मेजॉरिटी ऑफ फैकल्टीज आई विल से they are putting the student in the school and tuition in the evenings. Well, faculties are doing this. Kindergarten student also. You see, from kindergarten is 3 to 4 years, starting class. From there, we have, we are playing with the psychology of the student. The student, what the child is saying, yeah, I learn in the tuition very well as compared to the school. So we, as a, parents, as a child, we are also, part of, all these things. Right?
Sir, social media.
I mean, this has become, we need psychologists, counselors nowadays, too many. इसकी बाढ़ आने वाली है. अगर कोई करियर चूज करना चाहता है, please choose this thing. क्यों? Because the reason is social media. ये दिमाग खराब करता है और कुछ नहीं करता. Right? Positively, we can use the internet, right, for an hour, 2 hours. But nowadays, what we are doing? We are using our internet for how many hours? जब से उठते हैं और जब से सोने तक. सोते हुए हमारा दिमाग तो खराब हो चुका, सोते वक्त भी रहेगा, राइट? क्योंकि 12 घंटे तो हमें मोबाइल है,
नींद नहीं आती.
मोबाइल 12 hours if we are looking at the mobile phones, right? मैं खुद ही अगर 1 घंटे WhatsApp ना देखो, प्रॉब्लम क्या हो गई है? डायरेक्टर will also send the message in WhatsApp. मेरी मजबूरी हो गई है, now I have to see the WhatsApp. However, I am not in Twitter, I am not in LinkedIn, right? I am not in Facebook, right? अब मुझे अकाउंट बनाना पड़ेगा because मेरे पोर्टफोलियो चेंज हुआ. I have to make an account. Why I don't want this is कि पहले आऊँगा, 3 मेल अपनी खोलूँगा, फिर ये 4 मेल अलग से खोलूँगा. कितना टाइम जाएगा मेरा? ये सुनो, स्क्रॉल करने में फिर कुछ आ गया इंटरेस्टिंग, डिस्ट्रैक्टिंग, राइट? दोनों चीज हो सकता है, उसमें टाइम जाएगा. काउंसलर, साइकोलॉजिस्ट की जरूरत बहुत आने वाली है बिकॉज दिस इज क्रिएटिंग अ लॉट ऑफ प्रॉब्लम. अभी केस हमारा ही था यहाँ पे, द स्टूडेंट इज गैम्बलिंग ऑनलाइन, ही इज नॉट स्टडीइंग, राइट? तो उसकी साइकोलॉजी क्या होगी आप सोचिए, right? And he is gambling in lakhs, he is in final year. This is the case, right? And he is addicted to it. कोई भी उसको छुड़ा नहीं सकता. वो तो फाइनल ईयर में दैट्स व्हाई हम सेफ हम चले जाएंगे यहाँ से, आगे क्या होगा उसका आई डोंट नो, रिस्क है लाइफ में, राइट? क्योंकि ये आपके जो ड्रीम 11 और क्या क्या है सारे जो ये स्पोर्ट्स स्टार जो हैं दे आर डूइंग एड्स बट वो डिस्क्लेमर देते हैं, राइट? बिकॉज दीज आर नॉट गुड एट ऑल. सोशल मीडिया और use of internet to some certain extent is good, right? But beyond a certain level, it's very risky, threatening, life-taking, right? फोटो लेते हुए कोई गिर गया पानी में, कई बार सुनते हैं, नॉर्मल चीज है, बट क्या सेल्फी लेना एक ट्रेंड बन गया. यस, कहीं पे भी खड़े होंगे, नहीं बॉयज में बहुत ज़्यादा होता है कि नहीं मैं तो उधर जाके खींचूँ, मैं नदी के बीच में जाऊँगा, यहाँ तो नदी है इसलिए याद आ रहा हूँ. But these are not good thing at all, right? The social media is actually creating a lot of problem. All this use of internet, right? Because we are excessively using it. किसी ने बताया नहीं, चेक तो कहीं है ही नहीं, फ्रीली कर दिया अवेलेबल, अंबानी ने पैसे कमा लिए, सबको बर्बाद कर दिया. तो चेक तो लगाता कम से कम कुछ तो चेक होते हैं कि ये साइट्स स्ट्रिक्टली बैन है, इस वाले नेटवर्क पे नहीं चलेंगे, ऐसा है ही, राइट? जिसको फॉर एग्जांपल ड्रीम 11 भी आई थिंक फ्री होगा, सिर्फ ऐप से हो जाता होगा आई थिंक, उसमें भी चेक होना चाहिए क्या प्रॉपर्ली डॉक्यूमेंट.
प्ले स्टोर से हटा रखा है, लोग वेबसाइट से डाउनलोड कर लेते हैं उसका.
अच्छा, ये मुझे पता नहीं, पर और यू नो देयर हैज टू बी सर्टेन रेस्ट्रिक्शंस फॉर ऑल दिस साइट्स आल्सो. मैं ड्रीम 11 की बात इसलिए करूंगा, ऐड में देखते रहूंगा, देयर विल बी मैनी, मुझे पता नहीं है, राइट? तो देयर विल बी मैनी, कुछ तो रेस्ट्रिक्शन होना चाहिए, चेक होना चाहिए, राइट? कुछ डॉक्यूमेंट अपलोड होना चाहिए, कोई आपकी एज वेरिफिकेशन कुछ तो होना चाहिए इसमें. व्हाट आई मीन,
बट गवर्नमेंट ने सर उल्टा 30% इनकम टैक्स लेके उसको वेरिएट कर दिया.
कितना गलत है, कितना गलत है. मतलब बच्चे क्या है कि एक तो 3 घंटे वहाँ खराब करेंगे मैच में, कितना टाइम होता है, 3.5 आवर्स वहाँ खराब करेंगे. कल सारे लोग मैच ही देख रहे थे. कल पूरी दुनिया, आप यहाँ बैठे हुए रहेंगे ना, फोन बार बार निकाल के बार देखोगे तो
यहाँ भी देख रहे थे.
वही मैं कह रहा हूँ, मैं भी पूछ ले रहा था बगल से, मैंने क्या स्कोर चल रहा है. लंच करके आया, लंच में तो सब वही बात कर रहे थे कि ये स्कोर. सी द सेट, यू नो आवर माइंड से कहाँ हम जा रहे हैं और क्या करना है हमें. We wanted to deliver something and we are going in the other direction, opposite direction. How effective it will be? It will decrease with the time. Agar your efficiency was 70-80% initially, it will with passage of time degrade, and it will come to 30 to 40%. If my efficiency is 30 to 40%, and what the student will be getting 10 to 20% maximum. This is how we are making our system wrong. This is us only, right? And we are discussing the different factors. Parents are also there, infrastructure we are talking about, curriculum is there, ratio, faculty student ratio is there, right? ये बहुत important topic. कुछ चल रहा है आपका, देख लो फोन पे, नहीं? अच्छा, आप लोग
सर वैसे सभी बता रहे हैं, बहुत सारे पॉइंट्स है, एक ऐसा नहीं है कि 4 शब्दों में चीज़ों को
बिल्कुल
बट वन ऑफ द प्राइमरी कॉज जितना मुझे समझ आया है चीज़ें ना कि एजुकेशन सिस्टम का मतलब आजकल लोगों ने केवल नॉलेज मान लिया, जबकि वो ओनली अ पार्ट ऑफ बिहेवियर. हमें काम करना होगा बिहेवियरल चेंज में. तो बेसिक है कि जो मैट्रिक्स तक की क्लासेस होती हैं, जैसे 10th तक की, तो बच्चों का एक नज़रिया चीज़ों को देखने के लिए इस चीज़ पे भी टीचर को काम करना होगा. Not only knowledge, attitude, skills, development.
Right, that's why I gave the example of a student who said this that abusing is a very common thing in even writing, texting somebody. So that is all about psychology, is all about the behavior. Right? So we have to develop that also. Earlier, what was the mode of converting a good any student to a good student? डरते थे वो, डर था, right? पता नहीं आप लोगों ने मार खाई नहीं खाई, मैंने खाई है. टीचर से तो खाई, स्पोर्ट्स टीचर से भी खाई, तुरंत बोझ छोड़ दिया, मुझे थप्पड़ मार दिया. मैंने कहा सर छोड़ दिया, मैं क्या करूँ, गोल हलवा थोड़ी वो ग्राउंड में मार दिया थप्पड़, उन्हें बहुत बुरा लगा मुझे. नेक्स्ट डे से आई प्रैक्टिस पूरा. right? So and teachers also trust us, right? तो वो डर की वजह से ना एटीट्यूड बहुत अच्छा होता था actually. अभी क्या है वो खत्म हो गया, right? Completely stop. You cannot touch any student, right? अभी क्या है वो मनमौजी, right? तो पहले मेरे स्टूडेंट थे जो मैं बता रहा हूँ 12 years of experience, मैं जो 8-9 में पढ़ाया था बच्चों को, राइट? अभी भी कहीं वो आ जाते हैं कांटेक्ट में कहीं तो इतना रेस्पेक्ट देते हैं। और आज के बच्चे गाली देके सामने से निकल जाते हैं, सामने से तो निकलते ही गाली भी देंगे सामने जनरल हो गया।
सर उसमें एक और चीज़ की हमें ये भी ऐड ऑन करने की ज़रूरत है एजुकेशन सिस्टम में कि बच्चों को ये समझाया जाए कि जो आप एजुकेशन दे रहे हैं वो आप ओनली नॉट फॉर योर गेनिंग इनकम और डिग्रीज, ये आपके लिए इस चीज़ के लिए ज़रूरी है कि आप आने वाले टाइम पे किस तरीके से अपनी लाइफ स्टाइल में इन्वॉल्व करेंगे। तो
ये एक्चुअली nowadays no, all these things have become a philosophy only. Practically, if you will go for doing this, it's very difficult.
Ethics की बुक में ऐसा
right? जब LKG UKG में ही we are making our child to go for tuitions and all these things, and we are what we are saying कि वो बच्चा वहाँ जाके इतना पैकेज, अभी तो पैकेज की बात हो रही है, वो तो आ ही नहीं रहा बच्चे, it's very difficult. What we are saying कि we will take admission in this college because the highest package was this. This is what we are saying. यही कह रहे हैं और क्या कह रहे हैं? तुम बात ही पैसे की करो। पेरेंट्स के माइंड में पैसा, बच्चे के माइंड में पैसा, राइट? फैकल्टी भी अपना देख रहा है प्रमोशन कैसे होगा, पैसे कैसे बढ़ेगा, वही हो रहा है, सारे सब लोग वही कर रहे हैं। पीएचडी वाला क्या बोल रहा है, जो सिंसियर है वो जल्दी करेगा कि मैं पीएचडी करूं, जॉब लगूं, राइट? उसको पढ़ाने से कोई इंटरेस्ट नहीं है, तो ये मेरी जॉब लग जाए कहीं और मैं पैसे कमा दूंगा। यस, लेकिन ऐसे ही है ना, माइंडसेट ये तो नहीं है कि वी वांट टू डू रेवोल्यूशनाइज समथिंग और हम बिल्कुल चेंज कर देंगे कुछ, ये है ही नहीं ऐसा। उसके लिए मेहनत बहुत लगती है, nobody is ready for all those hard work। रियलिटी है, राइट? मैं बड़ी बातें करूँ कोई मतलब नहीं, राइट? आई नो, आई हैव वर्कड इन द इंडस्ट्री, हमने 12-16 घंटे खड़े होकर काम किया शॉप पे, राइट? आज भी मुझे खड़ा रखोगे 12 से 16 घंटे, ये मैंने पीपीटी प्रिपेयर नहीं करी बच्चे, like this is all by just by my experience and by discussion we are going forward, right? We will continue after better summit. So where is the conference?
I have to prepare.